Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I never do this alone. I have the ladies with me. Obiajulu, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Grateful to God for life. Yesterday, I got home to eat salad soup. Well pounded yam draw. When I finished there, I didn't have dinner. My sister was around, so she's Bimbola, she's Yoruba. And people will be wondering how come Bimbola is making a salad. I actually taught her before I left the house. So she makes amazing Igbo soup. She makes oha, she makes everything, and she does it really well. So I've told her, you're coming back next week. Oh. I've given her a list of all the soups I want you to make and keep in the house. So, you know, just I'm hosting. I have family members around. So
Nice.
We're
with kids?
One day. No, the kids are in their normal body now.
No,
just a little baby.
The guests, they have kids with them?
No. They're still single.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
House is full.
Yeah.
Paul, how you doing now, Mariam?
I'm fine, thank you.
I like your crop top. You know, when I saw it earlier, like when I was younger, I used to dream of wearing the crop top. We used to be in front of the mirror, trying to see how it would fit, and how your tummy was flat. And now the young girl, all those desires.
Oh, God.
It's good to see that.
So you're not young now?
No, I'm just saying, like, when I was younger, it used to be like a desire for you to wear jeans and a crop top. It was like the in thing at some point, you know, with those.
I like that you said when you're younger because it's my dream to wear a crop top.
When you're older.
Like, yes. I want to wear this crop top as long as I can wear a crop top.
To 60, you know?
To 60. I mean, look at YK. So we'll do it as long as we can manage it. Anyway, I spent my day yesterday at NCF. They were commemorating the World Environment Day.
What NCF is, so tell them what it is.
Oh, Nigerian Conservation Foundation. That's at the Lekki Conservation Center.
Yeah.
Aha. So you guys know I'm enthusiastic and passionate about our environment. So World Environment Day, I talked about it last Friday. NCF commemorated it, so they celebrated it yesterday. They had lots of sponsors that came, but you know, basically it's just to tell us to be careful about our environment. We should conserve it, we should protect it. It's in the decline, and as it declines, it would affect us. So, you know, there's one particular thing that was said that really struck with me. It says everybody's sort of looking for wealth. We're looking to do well. We just want to make some money. But if our environment suffers, if there's no environment, then we would not have the enabling environment
to enjoy the money.
To make the money and enjoy it. So if you want to make money and enjoy it, first start with your environment. Make sure everything is intact.
You're still saving your vultures, right?
Yes, I'm still saving my vultures. I am. I'm still saving my vultures.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. As you know, I'm starting my book, writing the book.
Yeah.
They put me under pressure to write a book. Actually, I wanted to write a book, but I just felt like it's time to write a book. Yeah. So Dr. Akinta, who was introduced to me by TMO, he's been helping me. So what he's doing for the next 8 weeks is interviewing me on Facebook every Friday, 5 p.m. So I'll be doing that the next one today. Okay. I'm going to a party, but I'll find a way to get there on time. But the idea is each week is a chapter. So today's chapter is finding purpose in media. So I'm talking about how I was able to finally find my feet. You know, because a young person is looking for purpose, looking for what do I do? What's that assignment God has given to me? And I'm weighing different options and how I zeroed in on, okay, it's media, how I found my first job, and how it walked me to this place. That's what I'll be sharing today. So join me on Facebook today at 5 p.m.
I have to join you. I want to hear that
I keep missing it. When I get on,
you read the book if you miss it, don't worry.
No, but I like the interviews too. I always think, okay, today I'm going to watch it, and then by the time I get on, you're done. I'll just hear you saying like the last few words.
Just set an alarm.
All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, start with The Nation. Insecurity shoot on sight. Still in force, says Buhari. Actually, I'm going to ask you, how was your Buhari experience yesterday? No traffic, you guys at home?
No.
Yeah.
On my way back, they had blocked the Murtala Mohammed way.
Yeah.
Yes, so we had to use alternate routes. But because I think a lot of people knew he was coming,
so
they stayed away because the traffic was quite light.
Good. Okay, US seeks reversal of Twitter suspension. Digital currency coming, says CBN. NBA opposes presidential aid as INEC the commissioner. White South's governors called for dialogue by Okowa. APC convention can't hold before fourth quarter. And army redeploys 11 generals in major shakeup. Okay, let's start with
digital
currency, yes.
I don't know how to say this story. I don't know how you guys will take it. So CBN is saying that they are making plans to go into digital currency. We remember cryptocurrency, and like last month, what it seemed CBN was talking about blocking. They said they did not block anybody, but they are saying that CBN is going to introduce its own. This one they are in control of. But for the others, you can still do that, but just know that it is not within the powers of the CBN to control that. That's the other types. But this one, it will be in control of it. And it's, and they were talking about how it's important for CBN to be involved in this because it is, let me read this part. It says it is as good as cash. It will boost financial inclusion and deepen access to financial services, CBN.
But you know what you said is I just said that, well, Nigeria is a sovereign nation. Yeah. And they are trying to follow the trends of the other parts of the world. It's good if we have our own digital currency. Forget the fact that everybody wanted to do the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency and all that. But we, as a sovereign, we have a right to have our own that we can control so that if anything goes wrong, the federal government can trace it. So I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, but you should have said so in the first place.
They will tell you.
I wanted my own.
Yes, I want my own too. You guys are cashing out. We need to cash out too.
So let me talk about Twitter in a minute. The United States government.
Go ahead.
On Thursday, kicked against the decision of the federal government to suspend Twitter from Nigeria, and they also expressed concerns over the threats of arrest and prosecution of people violating that ban and still finding ways to access Twitter. So they put out a statement, a press statement, advising the federal government to respect the rights of its citizens to freedom of expression by reversing the suspension. Let me read something that they said. They said the United States condemns the ongoing suspension of Twitter by the Nigerian government and subsequent threats to arrest and prosecute Nigerians who use Twitter. The United States is likewise concerned that the Nigerian National Broadcast Commission ordered all television and radio broadcasters to cease using Twitter, unduly restricting the ability of Nigerians to report, gather, and disseminate opinions and information, which has no place in democracy. So for us to really show that we are actually democratic, they are advising the federal government to lift that ban.
One more story in Nation before we run. The chairman of the NBA section of the public interest, that's Monday Ubani, had raised the association's objection to nominating or confirming Mrs. Loretta Onoche, as the chairman of Senate Committee on the chairman of INEC. Remember, we had that conversation yesterday. And so this is coming from the NBA to the Senate, saying that it was wrong because she was a card-carrying member of APC, and she's partisan, and that it was wrong, and urged the committee to reject her nomination and deny her confirmation as INEC commissioner. Okay, let's move on now to the Punch. Buhari pushes rotation deal to APC. Oyegun insists on zoning. Motorist commuters groan as robbers take over Lagos Bridge. Army, police, NSCDC in show of force in Osun over planned protest. Power-drunk police DSS men batter punchman, and NUJ blows hot. FG begins moves to sell looters' seized assets. My directive to shoot criminals with AK-47 stands, says Buhari. And CDS meets military chiefs, prepares 70 generals for exit. Okay.
Yeah, so motorists and commuters that apply the Eco Bridge are complaining of the incessant robberies that have been occurring on that bridge. And this is so true. Like, this is something I've heard. I know people who have gone through it. I have been through it. I've been robbed on that bridge too. So, and it's just that we've had this thing over and over and over again. There's before this administration, we had police stationed at the foot of the bridge, at the beginning and the end of the bridge, and that sort of helped for a while. And then when there's a change in administration, it seems that they forget that that is a danger zone and just move on. So now, again, with this particular administration, the robberies have started again, and people are just giving their stories. I have had a gun pointed at me while in traffic, while it was raining on that bridge, to hand over my phone and my wristwatches, and that's what they're doing to a lot of people. This particular person, there was a story of an eyewitness who said that the only thing that saved them, after they're taking everything from them, they had the cutlass was used to break their windscreen.
Wow.
Gun pointed at them, but someone who had escort saw what was happening, got down and shot into the air, and that was how they left. And these complaints have just been going on. They've been so loud that I'm surprised that there's still no police presence on that bridge. What even makes it worse right now is because part of the bridge has been blocked because of work that's being done. So there's going to be traffic. It's important that security operatives are stationed in that area and all the other bridges.
Any story in Punch?
Yes. So Friday Oloko, a Nigerian journalist who had to cover an event that was happening in Abuja. I wanted to get the name of the event. It had to do with violence against women and all that. Was trying to get a pass into the building when some of the DSS members there stopped him and they delayed him. And he was telling them that the event has started. I need to get a pass. They said, no, you have to get it. He said the trouble started immediately. He mentioned he was a journalist. So it was like there was a bias against him. And while that was happening, somebody now, he had to call someone who went inside and brought his pass for him, and he entered. But then they stopped him again, and they told him he could not go inside. He could not, you know. So while he was still asking them, why, do you have a problem with journalists? I'm saying I'm a journalist and all of that. They tore, one of the DSS members tore his shirt. They started beating him up, handcuffed him, asked him to sit on the ground. So the other lady, probably his assistant who was with him, tried to do a recording. They snatched the phone, deleted the videos, and threatened to beat her up if she says anything. So the Nigerian Union of Journalists are complaining about this sort of treatment, and they're saying that they need justice for Friday Oloko.
So we hope that we can get some responses from the police and from the DSS, because this is obviously what NSAS was based on. So we don't expect that it's still continuing across the country. So our missed calls for the zoning of the presidency to the south, our president in an interview yesterday reiterated that they're going to try, his administration will try to ensure that the presidency retains in APC party, and that he said there's no plan to succeed himself. He added that nobody can sit down in Lagos and determine and direct party members on what to do. According to him, he said that he wouldn't be the one to be deciding who succeeds him. It's going to be a party and collective decision of the party. But also, in addition to that, I think Professor, let me see, somebody also added a few comments. Okay, I don't have that here. But generally, our president just saying that, okay, was Oyego that was insisting on zoning, that every party, every side must be, there must be equity across the country concerning zoning of the presidency.
Positions.
Yes.
The presidency.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we move on to other papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Moving on now to Vanguard. Outrage as Buhari throws headers crisis back at governors. Democracy Day, FG declares Monday public holiday. Suspected herdsmen kill 11 in Benue. Why Nigeria's exporting 430 megawatts to 4 ECOWAS countries, says federal government. $1.5 billion Lagos Ibadan rail line creates wealth business opportunities, says Buhari. And U.S. government slams federal government over Twitter suspension. Okay, who was the
major headline,
please?
Yes, I do. So, you know, the president's interview that went viral, he was asked a question on how he planned to handle the issues of farmers and headers crisis. And he said that some of the governors, Southwest, Southeast governors had come to him, and he told them they should go back and find solutions to the problems, that these people actually elected you. You can't be running to me for every solution. You know them. You know how the local government works. You know how the traditional rulers, you are there at the grassroots. I can't be the one solving this problem for you. So a lot of, you know, our PANDEF, Southeast, Ohaneze, Afenifere, Christian Association, civil societies attacked him and said, first of all, that interview that he had, that was supposed to be like him coming out to talk to us as his people, that interview is not a substitute for it, because the interview was full of inconsistencies. That is one. Secondly, they said that he had just shown that he's been in support of the headers, saying that he's going to, you know, take back the grazing routes. He's going to retrieve the lands from those people who have taken, you know, covered or built on the grazing route, and he's going to take it back. That if he tries that, that means he doesn't even understand the constitution he's claiming he's using, because under the Land Use Act, he does not have a right to take any of that. And the Southwest, Southeast governors are not going to give anybody back any form of grazing route. So a lot of, you know...
He also added that they've killed the local government, and that a governor will take maybe 300 million naira and get the local government chairman to sign off that he received 100 million. No, that he received 300 million. Actually, when in actual fact, they only get about 100 million. Using that as an example, saying that we must strengthen back the local governments, because they are the ones closest to the people, just as you rightly said. There's a story that I really wanted to take, and I thought it would be giving some solutions, but I read it and it didn't really say anything. Why Nigeria is exporting 430 megawatts to 4 ECOWAS countries. So I read the story hoping that I'll get some answers. But it's saying that the $570 million project, which will take power to Niger, Togo, Benin, and Burkina Faso, is about 875 kilometers in strength. And that the reason why they are doing it is because the 600 million people living in sub-Saharan Africa have no access to power. Tell us something we don't already know. And that this lack of power is causing bottlenecks to economic development. Tell us something we don't already know. So the problem. So what I'm saying is that we are sending power to these countries when we don't also have power. So the answer I was hoping to get was, why do we feel that we are the ones to solve that problem? Is it economically viable to us? How much revenue are we expecting to generate from this transaction? How viable is it for us? And compare it to what other ways of raising revenue. Does it make logical sense? Those are the kind of answers we're hoping to get. Yeah. Or they're just telling us that power is needed across Africa. Yes, of course, power is needed across Africa for economic development. As well. But maybe they will still say something later. Another story in Vanguard. Suspected herdsmen killed 11 in Benue.
Yes, I have that. So I think it started on Wednesday in 2 communities. There's a community, Katsina Alak, just, you know, they had farmers who were, you know, after the rains, normally the thief man goes back to the farm. So it was like the headers waylaid them, you know, and started killing them. Some of them were butchered, some of them were shot, and about 11 of them were dead. The police has confirmed the story, and they've taken them to the mortuary. But I am just worried that this is a deliberate attack on farmers. Are they saying that we want to render us, you know, there's no food right now. Things are very expensive, and if the government doesn't do anything about this consistent attack, Benue is like the food basket of the nation. We're going to lose at the end of the day.
Okay, Daily Sun, again, Buhari restates shoot on-site order. I think we took that story. Anamba Guba, we can't dabble into partisan politics, says Ohaneze. Apapa gridlock disappears as Buhari visits Lagos. Port inaugurates Deep Blue Sea project. And Catholic bishops pick holes in the 1999 constitution. Apapa.
Yeah, Apapa. Hey. So the president went and he inaugurated the maritime security architecture, and we know that that is just, you know, to help to curb the increasing criminal activities such as sea robbery, kidnapping, oil theft, and illegal bunkering. But the miraculous thing that happened about that, apart from the inauguration, is that for some reason, Apapa gridlock disappeared. Everything was clear. He went through, he came back. They even said even the side roads too were cleared. Bikes were moving freely. Everything was just moving freely. So I'm wondering, what do you think? Do you think the president should come to Lagos?
I would have loved for him to get a helicopter. Listen, I know there's a whole entourage that like to follow him. So for Apapa's inauguration, entourage, stay on the mainland or stay on the island. Let us fly president alone with maybe 1 or 2 governors to go, so he can see the congestion.
For me, I think the president is aware of the congestion, but he must also be aware that it has been cleared up for him. So it's not like he does not know that the president is aware.
I mean, you have to see it. He needs to see it. Even though they've told you about the congestion, you know of the congestion, you should see it.
You should go through it.
Yeah, not even go through it. See it. Be on air. See the target. See your people squeezed between 2 trailers.
Yeah, but I have a problem with the way we conduct ourselves when we hear or see that our leaders are coming. We want to make sure that the house is in order because somebody is coming. And this is somebody everybody is complaining that he seems not to be in tune with what is happening. Now that he has come and everywhere is clear, you think he will be remembering that place
for
is
security
congested.
reasons, it has to be cleared. Let's just for him to move.
Did you hear what I said?
No, I get your point, but I'm also adding that for security reasons, when your president is going somewhere, I
don't want him to even be on ground because for security reasons.
Helicopters.
I want him to be on air to see. Okay, let us take this call. I think it's Ohaneze, the National Publicity Secretary, Alex Ogbonia. He said very clearly that in preparation for the Anambra State Guba coming up in November 6th, he has asked that Ohaneze should stay out of it, that they can determine the candidates for the politicians, that they should stay out of that conversation. And according to him, he said Ohaneze cannot determine for political parties what to do. So it is in the interest to stay off such issues unless otherwise it will be obvious that he's working for a particular person or a particular party. So they're trying to stay as independent as possible from partisan politics.
Can I take the Catholic bishops?
Yes, please.
Also in the other paper. So Catholic Bishops Conference of Nigeria are asking the National Assembly to remove the 1999 Constitution and all references to the Sharia Islamic law. They are saying that this is a secular state and there is no other religion that has been enshrined in the 1999 Constitution except the Sharia law. That, you know, they also have the Sharia courts. No other religion has any form of courts. And so this, for us to have lasting peace in the country, it has to be removed to ensure. That's the Catholic Bishops Conference, yes. They have to, because it's seeming like a particular religion has preference. They have a status that other religions do not have. And this is not an Islamic country. It is a secular state. So if you're going to have an Islamic anything in the Constitution, what about other religions? So it's really not fair. And they are also, you know, saying that the 1999 Constitution was not what stakeholders sat together to have a conversation. It was imposed on them. So for us, this is a way of restructuring as well. For us to have lasting peace, that has to be taken out of the Constitution.
Our last paper, State of the Nation, after 8 hours meeting Obasanjo, Abdulsalami, Oni Sultan, others to meet Buhari. Catholic bishops want Sharia law removed, just talked about that. FG declares Monday public holiday in honor of June 12th. Reps move to bar banks employees from operating foreign accounts. Oyo PDP, ex-deputy governor Akombi, Babalola, others call for the solution of party exco. Recovered assets, FG opens bid, over 2,000 auctioners apply. Buhari moves to resuscitate cattle routes and grazing reserves. And finally, restriction of Nigerians from reporting, disseminating information has no place in democracy, US tells federal government. Okay, the major headline I was going to, there's really no story there. Okay. So these eminent elder statesmen, you know, came together. Afenifere, Ohanes Ndigbo, ACF, NLC leaders in attendance, of our former presidents, the whole lot came together in a very closed-door meeting, sat down, met, and then put together a communique, which they didn't release to press at the time of this report. And according to them, they've scheduled a meeting with the president to take the communique to him. They didn't give a specific date or when the committee will be, but at least we are sure that there will be a meeting soon to make with the president. Mariam.
Okay, yeah, so House of Reps are backing a bill that seeks to make bank employees to declare their assets and also to bar them from opening foreign accounts, from operating foreign accounts. And this is really to stop what they call financial scams, financial crooks in financial institutions. The original act really focuses on, I think it's customs and banks, but, you know, they're pushing it so that it extends to insurance companies, pension funds agencies, you know, stockbrokers and the like. So it's just really to help clear our financial institutions of financial corruption.
Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our hot topic for the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, President Muhammadu Buhari was in town, Lagos State, yesterday to commission quite a number of important projects. And he also granted an interview to a TV station. And now, amidst cry and requests for our president to speak to us, so many Nigerians anticipated that he would indeed speak to them. Some were disappointed. Others felt our president was within his right to say what he said. But I would like to hear your thoughts on the president's interview and his comments, what you feel, and if he reassured you as a Nigerian that we're in good hands and there'll be an end to the insecurity that we all see in our country. Please call us on 081-270-53687. You can also call us on 091-390-76948. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. We'd like to hear your thoughts. No, we can't read our tweets. So my brain just says tweets.
Hey, sister, Biko, Facebook.
Please, send your comments on Facebook
and YouTube.
It's going to take a while. Please, federal government, allow me to take a while for me to get adjusted to it. Please send your comments on Facebook and we'll read your comments.
Yeah.
Now, I'll come to the ladies on all the various major points he made. And one of the things that struck me from what he said was the fact that he said, let me even read, he said he asked the Attorney General when there were issues of people complaining about the header farmer crisis. Yeah. And he asked the Attorney General to dig out the Gazette of the First Republic when people were obeying laws, that these already outlined the various routes for the cattle at that period, that this is what we should bring up and try to reinforce. And I said to myself, Nigerians are here also clamoring, saying that our 1999 constitution is not working. Take us back to 1963 constitution. So since our president is also referring back to the Gazette of the First Republic, maybe it might be a good time for him to also reconsider going back. No, I'm just saying, I mean, he said he told the Attorney General, very specifically, to go back and bring out the Gazette that was in the First Republic,
which allowed the headers have their grazing routes.
Yes.
They can take the grazing routes to the southwest, just across the country. Yeah. Hold on. This is the 21st century. Because something has worked in the past does not necessarily mean it will fit into today's world. Good. What everyone is saying is, look at the current trends on how we can even have better cattle. Let us ranch. Yes. The grazing route will not work today. You know why? Most people have built on those lands. And he was saying that they should reclaim those grazing routes. So people who have built houses, who have offices, who have, you know, are you going to tell them now to pack away because you want to open that place and replant grass? That, do you understand what I'm saying?
The point I'm making, I agree with you 100%. What I'm making is, since our president is also going back to what used to be, Nigerians are also saying this constitution, it doesn't have equity. That we didn't come together as a people to agree. Let us go back to the original one where there was regional strength and autonomy such that people were allowed to use their own natural resources and develop their own communities. So since it's good, that was the point I was trying to make. I wasn't against the point you make.
For me, my point concerning this, we get, you made a valid point. Urbanization has happened. And as they say, the Constitution, the Land User Owners Act is the governors that actually have the right over how that land will be, finally used and given out, not to the federal government. But apart from that, there's also the point where we've always said we wanted to hear from our president. And it's always, we don't need to hear from him. But now that we have heard from him, and he has made this particular statement concerning the grazing routes, now then he would hear directly responses concerning his points or his, his opinion about grazing routes, and then be able to sit at a table, at a round table or whatever, with the aides that need to be in the picture concerning what is relevant for Nigeria right now. Like I said, urbanization has happened, life has moved on, changes happen. We have moved on from where we used to be many years ago. Now what we're looking for is how we can have harmony between herders and farmers. This is continuous till yesterday. I mean, just another story from Benue State. It's just showing that this is continuous, and grazing routes is not the answer to that. But it's important that we keep talking. It's important that the president speaks his mind, and then he can listen to the minds of Nigerians who are on ground. Because he mentioned something about the importance of allowing local governments to thrive and how the state governments seem to be stifling them. And these are the people that are closest to the grassroots. So that's a good point. And those who are closest to the grassroots are telling the president right now that the grazing routes are not the answer concerning as it pertains to the conflicts between herders and farmers.
Okay, so you also raised an issue concern. As again, we're waiting for people to call in, so hopefully we can hear your thoughts. You talked about the relationship between himself and the Governor Autumn of Benue State, which I thought was interesting. He said that the Fulani are different from the chiefs, that there's a cultural difference that stems through generations. It's been a long time that this conflict has been ongoing. And it's quite unfair for the... let me read him verbatim. He says, I cannot say I am not one of them. So, no, let me start from... There's a cultural difference between the chief and the Fulani. So the governor of Benue said, I am not disciplining the cattle herders because I am one of them. And according to him, he said that yes, I am one of them, but he's very unfair to me, and I told him that Nigerian cattle rearer does not carry anything more than a stick and a machete just to clear the trees. But these ones that we're dealing with are sophisticated killers who are the herders, are carrying AK-47, and those are the ones that he has asked them to shoot on sight.
Okay.
Okay, so now yeah, go ahead, Miriam.
Okay, so you know, he said something about the rail line. You know, so these are things that many Nigerians have questioned. I remember when it was talked about the rail line from Nigeria into Niger Republic. And his response is that I find that it's important that he made this response, which is, he says that it is important in our war against Boko Haram to have good relationships with our bordering neighbors. And Niger, Cameroon, Chad, these are countries that he's been to in order to facilitate the talks about protection across our borders. And so it makes sense to move the rail line from Nigeria to Niger because of similarities in culture. So I think what Nigerians are saying is that we get that, and that's a valid point about fostering good relationship with our neighbors. But at what cost is this rail line is what Nigerians are really talking about. And at a time when many people are complaining about minimum wage, where money should be put within Nigeria concerning so many things, health, education, moving a rail line from Nigeria to Niger, is that really what is most important right now? So Nigerians are not saying we do not want to foster good relationships. We're saying at what cost and at this time.
Another thing that struck me was what he said concerning NSAS. I mean, when he implied that NSAS, was saying it casually, that NSAS, that would be where the young people wanted to remove him. And that struck a chord with me, because I felt that maybe he was miscommunicated to.
He did not
maybe
understand.
what the information he got about what NSAS was about was that they want to remove you, they're all protesting to remove you. Maybe that's the information that he got, because based on what he's saying, it's clear from his utterance that he wasn't aware that NSAS was specifically about police brutality, the bad governance Nigerians have gone through, and the fact that they felt the government wasn't listening to them. It wasn't about removing him from office. I don't even think there was part of their demands included removing him from office. So for him to say that, what are his handlers, what are his aides telling him? Those people don't mind them, they won't just remove him from office, because we hear a lot of politicians constantly making that assertion that the politicians are the ones funding these people because they are aggrieved that they lost out
against the president.
Yes, they ploy against the president. They want to remove our administration. It's always so personal. Any agitation is about us, about our party, about our political office. They don't understand the issues.
Well, isn't that sad?
But I think that his handlers need to do a lot better in terms of relating to him what is happening in truth, not because they want to pass an information to gain favor or they want to become yes men. Because there are some leaders you work with and all you have to say is yes. If you challenge them or you tell them exactly what is happening on ground, you are seen as the enemy. So I think it's left for his handlers to tell him exactly what is happening. That's one. Secondly, I personally was happy that he came out to speak. You know, I always complain when he comes out to read.
Yes.
I feel there is no connect. But watching that interview, he was relaxed, he was laughing, and he was speaking. Although there were, you know, a few inconsistencies, there were some questions that he totally missed. I could say either he did not understand or he decided, because he's a smart man, he decided to go somewhere else. I would want a situation whereby he can give us this more often, speak to us. Now, if he has a problem with understanding exactly the sort of words, because they asked a question on what's this foreign investments. Is it FDI they call it now? Foreign direct investments. And he gave us a different answer. There's no job in the government and all of that. I would like a situation whereby he can speak to us in his language. They can get an interpreter for us. Because that connection, see, you see all these things we brought out now from what he said a few hours, it's helping us understand the mind of the president. We need to understand his mind on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis.
Say it in Hausa.
Say it in Hausa, Bagam. Get him an Hausa interviewer. So that he will respond the way he wants to respond, with the understanding that he has.
Yes.
Well,
maybe he really meant they protested. But the way he came out is...
Our president speaks English. Let's just leave it at that. He speaks English. He's been to school and he speaks English. I mean, Nigeria, we all have our Nigerianness and our Nigerian ways of expressing ourselves. But I think he understood this NSAS thing is not a matter of expressing himself in English. It's really a matter of, one, when you say the AIDS, what intelligence did he get? Secondly, really, I question the fact that we always say this about our leaders. It's the people around them. It's what they told him. Doesn't he watch TV? Doesn't he read the papers himself? Can he not come to conclusions by himself? Do you understand? We cannot keep blaming the aides around him, the yes men around him. At the end of it, the buck ends with him right there. So the president got, with the NSAS, for me, my personal opinion, the president got that wrong. People stood up and were protesting police brutality. That was what it was most about.
It's still happening.
And if you look at the 5-point agenda that was first given, you would see it clearly stated. So it was not about taking the president out.
No, my opinion on, you know, him probably using the Hausa language to communicate to us is not about the answers. So there were some questions that he answered. There were some questions I felt he did not understand the question. See, he just went the other way.
I agree with you. This man is 80 plus.
Yes.
I mean, there's
just went the other way. Let's call it
when your grandfather is talking to you, he speaks in your local language.
Yes.
Then you can now try to interpret it. So I hear what you're saying, BC. But now let's talk about his body language, his physical appearance. And I saw a little mole. Did you guys notice on the chin?
I didn't look that closely.
I looked at it. It has like a little ball. And I was thinking, okay, is he in proper good health? These are things that we try to observe to know his posture. And he seemed pretty alert. I mean, I was really surprised.
Yes, I was.
But he looked older. Compared to the last time I saw him physically, he looked a bit older for me. Not that I didn't see him.
When
I saw him on TV.
Okay, maybe you have visited him in detail.
I saw him on TV on NTA when he was speaking, I think, doing I can't remember what it was. But so I noticed a little mole on his chin, and I thought that he was pretty alert. But one thing that struck me, BC Mariam, is the fact that I felt that our president came for a season where we needed that shake-up of integrity, leadership, the military aura. But Nigeria is such a complex state that what we need right now is a visionary leader.
Yes.
What we need is a leader who is taking us on a journey. A leader who is in tune with every single sector. Who
knows the current trends.
Yeah. So he came for a season. Well, I think it is clear to me
what
as a
we
Nigerian
need now going forward.
Daddy, it's time for you to just
take a back.
Take a back seat and let us get some, because Nigeria, you see, another thing.
That point that you made, you know, he said something about fighting corruption in a democracy and why it's tougher for him right now. And so that makes sense about the sort of leader we need for this time. So it's already a democracy, Mr. President. We have to find ways to fight corruption within the democracy. We cannot keep going back and pulling on how it used to be. This is how it is now.
And it also told me that Nigerians, we are good people. We just lack visionary leadership. You know, you just realize that, you know what, all the wahala, the fight here, it's not about us. We are actually good people. What we lack is just leadership. It's just leadership that communicates to us, because we have good people in different hands. We have great people working in the National Assembly.
Yes.
We have great people working in the local government.
Yes.
We have great people across.
Yes.
But we just need somebody who is driving the ship to a destination.
We need a plan.
Yeah.
We need to say, okay, Nigeria in the next 10 years, this is where we are today. This is where we are hoping to be.
Yeah.
Who are the people who, we can work together to take us to that level? We need a plan. We need periodic checks. Are we getting there? In terms of education, where are we? What do we hope to do? In terms of this, let us take a leaf from countries that have really worked hard. So Singapore, for instance, they had a vision, and they told themselves, in so and so time, we are going to get there. And they had to squeeze themselves anyhow to get to that level. Once we have a leader who has vision, who is able to pick people, not because you are from my tribe, who puts Nigeria's interest first, and picks the right hands with the capacities who will get it. But how do we find that leader?
All right, that's all we can take, guys. Thank you very much. I'm really hoping to get some calls. Nobody called in for whatever reason.
They're still thinking about it.
Stay with us.
Phone lines are open.
Phone lines are open. I really want to hear Nigerians. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I think they'll call us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we'll be discussing our president's visit to Lagos, his interview, and his speech, and your thoughts on it. You can call us on 081-270-53687, also 091-390-76948, and send us messages on Facebook. We'll definitely read your comments. I think I have a caller. Good morning. Are you there? Hello? Emmanuel from Akoka, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes.
Yeah, you guys are doing a nice job.
Thank you, sir.
It's nice hearing from you guys. Father, right, regarding our president, most of the things he said were, the things were not incoherent with the questions they asked him. Some questions were actually off-point. And I don't know, at this modern age in time, we have a president that you ask one question, he's telling you something else about a different entire scenario. You can take, for example, when they asked him about the how is it tackling the job unemployment in the country. He gave us about changing the service chiefs. It's not coherent, so it shows that something somewhere that is missing. Either it's not fit to be a president, he should go and relax at home and retire from serving the country because it's old already, and this shows a lot of where we're having issues on. NSAS, they thought NSAS was about taking him out of power. NSAS was about police brutality. Even the name alone tells you what it means. But I don't know why he watched TV's news during that NSAS, so you should know what those youths were about clamoring for. It wasn't about taking out Buhari from the presidency. So it tells us a lot of ways that we are losing something somewhere, and the president should go and relax because he's too old already to govern us as the president. So that's just
Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for your thoughts. Yes.
So I also had a problem with some things that he said, which opened my eyes to see that maybe there's no solution in sight. So for instance, where he talked about if we want people to be able to come in and invest, if we want peace, the youth need to ensure that there is peace. He just pushed the responsibility back on the young people. I would have expected an answer such as, this is what we are doing to ensure that there's security, though in some other words he has said that he's trying his best to make sure that he is able to protect the lives and the property of his citizens. But we are not, I didn't feel that. I just felt it was a way of just pushing. You ask him this, he pushes it, he finds someone to hand over the responsibility to. I believe that a leader is one who takes responsibility. A leader is one who is accountable. Even when you know that the mess-ups don't come from you, When you come outside, you tell us what you want to do. When you go inside, you flog the people that are messing your name up. So I didn't see that as much. I just saw passing the buck.
The governor of Oyo State speech when he went to Ibarakwa, and he was saying that, listen, it's my responsibility to take care of you.
Yes.
You know, things have happened. Please don't take laws into your own hands.
Yes.
On top of this, I have done this light, we see something, some flood lights or something that you can see both in the day and night. Letting them, reassuring them, being there. There's certain words that you use.
That's where
that people know and trust and believe what you're saying. Yeah. I think, and we can't blame our president. Listen, sometimes your age betrays that you're... So yeah, we know he means well. I mean, some people, we know he means well because he doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't want to leave a legacy of destruction. He wants to leave. He wants to be the president that solved that problem for him. So we know he means well. But the truth is that if you don't have, you can't give what you don't have.
Yes, you have to understand the problem to give.
So we'll be able to give the solution.
Yes, because as you know, some of the things that we've taken so far, it seems that somehow he does not get it as we get it. But also, you know, he mentioned when he was talking about the banditry, kidnapping along, you know, across Nigeria, he said something about the Northwest. He said what is happening in the Northwest specifically is people against each other. And that they're the ones stealing each other's cattle, burning each other's villages. And so he's handed it over to the governors, which is, you know what to do. You know your people. Handle that. For me, in that particular case, that was important to know. Because we have stories of people coming from outside, you know, and they come into our villages and they cause all this mayhem and then they disappear. We never catch them. But if they are people, if they are your own people, are you complicit in the fact that this violence is happening? Are you refusing to name them and shame them and prosecute them because they are part of you? And so the president has shown the light for us from his interview that the Northwest needs to do better about fighting this violence that has to do with your people fighting against each other.
Let me take Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yes, I'm there.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, Maura.
Morning.
My regards to you about that. I'm first-time caller.
Woo! Welcome to the show.
Yes. My contribution to the present media chat yesterday, I actually want to see that Nigeria is supposed to be moving forward.
Okay.
And now, as you can see, we are not moving forward. The issue we are talking now is not the issue of you asking one question, you divert another question. Look at what you can do to get the presently now. As of yesterday, what I was watching about, at that moment, people were killing. They were killing people as if they were just slaughtering people. Somebody called from Kenya that they were killing people. And what the president...
It's so difficult hearing you, Ifeanyi. I didn't hear anything you said at all. We can take some comments from Facebook. We have any?
Okay, somebody, Wale Jacob says, if the country is okay, will the youths protest? And what jobs did you create since you became president? Except kidnapping and banditry for headsmen, your kinsmen.
Well, talking about that, you know, he said something about the youth during the interview as well, and he says most of the problem is that the youth are hungry. They're idle, there's no jobs, and they're hungry.
He said that?
Yes, he did, but he didn't tell us the solution.
So that's it. So, Mr. President,
that's hunger.
Yes. I mean, we have heard this, or, you know, many times when you take some story, you'll be like, we know that. We know. Tell us something we haven't heard before. We know that. We understand that that is a big problem. So what are we going to do concerning this? These youths are going to grow up into non-youths. And they're going to try, you know, for how long are we going to just keep mentioning what the problem is? What do we need to do to turn this problem around? And for me, I wish we got an answer for that.
Okay, we have to wrap up on this, but I think... listen, in life, there are phases. You know, there was a phase under the Jonathan administration where there was so much theft, corruption, and there was that need for change. Yeah. So we brought in a new president to effect that change. I think where we are right now is we now need somebody to stabilize our system, to enshrine that patriotism, enshrine the need, the right Nigerianness, and the kind of leader to take us there.
Equity,
equality
because every Nigerian.
Nobody has monopoly of knowledge of violence or anything. Every region now is, we are all enlightened.
Yes, so.
Nobody wants to be an underdog anymore. So we need that leader that's going to really drive us as an equitable entity to the future. That's what we need. Let's go on a break. When we come back, our celebrity just stepped in. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Let us find
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So she's a Nigerian professional film actress, scriptwriter, entertainer, a social media influencer with 2.7 million followers, who has been in the Nigerian movie industry for 2 decades. Welcome with us, Senator Badowski, Eniola Badmus in the building. You know I follow you, so I know you.
You know our titles.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to have you finally on our show.
I know, right? I've been running away, I must say.
Yeah, no, you're a friend of the house. You're part of us. Don't worry, we'll be calling you often.
Come anytime.
No
Before
problem.
we go into your interview to know what you're doing or working on, we want to just talk about, we want to hear your thoughts on this gist we saw. And I'll let Mariam establish this gist. It's an important gist.
Okay,
Yes,
which of
Mariam,
them?
go
So
ahead.
there's this gist, let me tell you.
Let's
This
see.
lady said her husband told her he was traveling for the weekend for a job, serious job out of town. And she helped him, she packed his bag for him and everything. You know when your husband is traveling, he got into his car, farewell, do well. Then she happened to be driving around town on the day or the day after. And then she sees the car, and it looks familiar, but she was not sure because they had covered the license plate with that plastic thing that they use for, you know, VIPs.
Okay.
But for her, it just felt too, you know, something just went off, and said she drove close, and there was her husband driving, and then this posh babe beside him, she put her hand on him, she was rubbing him, and they were talking, gisting and laughing. She said she followed the car all the way, and they got to a hotel. They got down. The box that she helped him pack, he brought it down. And another box, which obviously is for the other lady, brought it down and wheeled it into the hotel. Yes. At the time she sent the message, she said she's outside and asking Nigeria, what can I do? What should I do? What should be the next step?
Wow. Okay, so advisors of your view.
Advisors
The woman is right now at the parking lot in the hotel. Husband and girlfriend. I was saying, not just another girlfriend. Posh.
She said posh.
Let's money.
For the wife to admit
that this was posh. Really posh. What should she do? Should I start with you, Eniola? Or should I come with this?
Please, let her start.
What do you think?
As in, like,
If it was you,
so
what would
it
you do?
depends on the side of the bed that I wake up on.
Okay.
If I wake up on the meditation, Holy Spirit feels side of bed, I would just carry my bag, walk in, knock, enter and sit down on the bed. And let us meet ourselves.
you will not know the room now. How would you get to know the room?
And she followed me from
No, you know, that time I sat down.
So
I
you-
wouldn't have taken time to be asking people for suggestions.
You
I
just
would just,
follow.
yes, trace them gradually. Walk in, they'll see me, we'll sit down, and we'll start having a conversation. Do you want us to do it together? Because he told me you're supposed to be in time. And I will not shout. And I also do not have a business with the girl. The conversation is between me and my husband. So from here now, where do we go? Do we continue this staycation? Let me call some people to bring my clothes so I can join you guys. Or we go home. You have a choice. So depending on the choice that you now decide.
Let me not ask about the other side of it.
Let me give you one comment that I read that made me laugh. They said she should go and get balloons and trumpets, guys, saxophonists, and go to the reception and tell them the name of her husband and that it's his birthday. They're here to surprise him. And then they will just do trumpet, balloons, and saxophone. Welcome. I thought that was funny. But for me, I think, like you, very much like that would be my...
That's not Mrs.
Well, how
do you know me? BC woke up on the Holy Spirit.
Okay,
I'll wait for you to enter the other side of the bed.
Normal. Definitely there will be no shout, but I will follow you. I'll be walking right beside you. I don't know how she was able to see them walk past that.
Yeah.
Once they got down with the suitcase,
I'm following you.
I would have come down to ask you, Uncle, how are you, Auntie? Where are you? You know, we would have had the conversation there and then.
Eniola, what would you do?
I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. I think for me, I'm not, I do not like to fight in public. Okay. So I think I might just do what she said.
Yeah, the Holy Spirit side of bed. Why are you people waking up on that side with me today?
I might just do what she, I might just do what she said.
So no fighting in public. Okay, that's
yes. Okay,
Mariah, so what are you going to do?
Okay, give us your own first.
Well, for me, I'll also check into the same hotel.
Okay.
I would like to gather the evidence. So it could be maybe his new PA that I don't know about. So I'll give a benefit of a doubt. Maybe she's helping him carry load. Maybe she's going to check into a separate. And
she was rubbing body. Don't forget that.
Rubbing body. Maybe he needed him as. I don't know. We don't know.
Let's break it down.
So my own job is to gather the evidence.
Yes.
Because it's not about just walking out. It's about walking out with evidence. Making sure that you have enough material to tell family members, babe, this is why I'm walking out. So I get the picture of the rubbing, fine. They check into the hotel, that's fine. I also check in. I get a separate room. I monitor in and out. They probably like to have breakfast in the morning. I'll go there also with breakfast. I'll wait for them to come in, find a corner, take my pictures, see all the, monitor them, have all the evidence, keep. I won't say a word.
Okay.
And
I
then,
think can I chip in a
yes,
little
please.
bit? There's something you started with I think I can also do.
Yes.
I might just check into the hotel and I might just call someone else to come join me there.
Yes.
And eventually, the husband and the wife get to meet each other with two different people.
That's if the person is married.
Yeah, we are both married.
No.
That's if the girl is married.
No.
What girl?
No, the wife would call other people.
Yes, I will call some other guy to join me.
Okay.
Yeah, so
your husband will see you with a guy.
Yes, I'm seeing you two with a lady.
Yeah, so we are good at two to get for.
Exactly.
Oh, fantastic.
I like the evidence collecting part of it.
Yes.
But I just don't know if I will be able to comport myself
enough
to gather.
Getting
and somebody
evidence
will
to be
be enjoying
to be checking into the room. I'm likely to.
You are doing police work.
Yes, I don't know if I have that time. I'm likely to just stop you at the door. Now, I don't care what. For me, that evidence is enough. I saw you there rubbing your head. I saw you with two suitcases wheeling it into the hotel. After all, the only way.
They will find something. They will find something.
The only way.
No, I don't know. Wait. I don't know from anywhere. She rubbed my back. I was only being polite. I let her rub the back.
That one is a liar.
They will find a way to twist.
That one is a liar.
They will twist that story in a way that you yourself, you start to say, I'm sorry, sir.
That one is a liar, a flat-out liar. But what I think is, sometimes, for me to gather myself enough to want to get the evidence and not saying anything, I'm moving back, it could be that I already know that this is who you are. Good. And I've made up my mind to either leave the marriage or live with it. So I'm just collating that evidence for the day I will now decide to carry my bag out of the house and your people stop me. I will now give them the evidence. But if I'm still very much interested in you, that babe will meet me. She has to know me. She has to know me because you brought her to my space. You were not smart enough to do it out of town. You did it within. Go to Japan, go to Dubai and do your stuff. Let me fix that one. You did it here. You don't respect me enough. So she will know me. She will register my presence that I am there. We will now have a conversation. You want to come and join me? Can you come in?
Okay, now. All right. So, this is something. I'm going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll take some tweets on this matter and see how
not tweets again, no. Facebook,
comments.
But then you can Facebook. You're not reading Facebook now. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this. Just stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have Eniola Badmus with us. So I want to take a few comments from Facebook. Go ahead.
So Yomi Onabanjo says, for you to have confronted your husband, what is hidden is now in the open. It's either you take your second wife there and then.
Wow.
Or as for me, I'll gather enough evidence and drive off. And then this person says, I have a friend that caught her boyfriend, now husband, cheating before they got married. She was under the bed. And the other babe asked if she still wanted the boyfriend back. Well, I would advise the woman, take some pictures for evidence and leave the hotel, go back home and get herself back together and get ready for what she wants to do with him when he gets back. Because she might act out of anger and it will not be nice.
Okay, any other comments? I think we can move on. So I was going to link it up because I know that you and your girlfriend, Cynthia Morgan, had a back and forth, and I want to link this conversation. She's saying that she would never collect money from a man, or she used to collect money from a man. She had a policy of not collecting money from men or guys in general, but it was a code according to her. So according to her, she said that, but as you grow older, you definitely want to settle down and allow a good man take care of you. So my sister, collect the money. And our darling Eniola Badmus here replied her. Why did you even reply? Why the matter concern you? You know, and Eniola Badmus said that I think I'm the only one that doesn't collect money from when I'm dating. And that this is something that I think is important for us to talk about, because there are a lot of young people that date guys who are rich just specifically because they want them to spend money. I mean, I fell into that trap before when I was a young person. I told you now. And I'll be dating normal guys. And I'll be able to say, I just have my Abuja, the bag, shoes, So me too, I was like, hey, what's going on in this Abuja? Abuja, everything, Abuja. So me too, I had no opportunity to go to Abuja. So I now went to a bar, like the entire crew were there. I think it was when we go, that good out message of Montina Dancer. So the entire crew was just there. We now one guy, senator-looking guy, was now working on me. I was thinking, correct guy. I went there. So the guy was like, so he looked in, he just told me all the nice things the young girl wants to hear. Now promised me perfume. So for me, spend money on me, you know. I'm now a girl, spend money on me. The guy said, come to a hotel. I need to follow hotel. Hey, they almost raped me. Because of perfume. The guy said the perfume is upstairs. I was downstairs in the reception.
Go and bring it, Noni.
I didn't think of going and bring it. He said, come and take the perfume upstairs.
To give her
Me too. And I went upstairs. As I entered, the guy locked the door. Yeah. Holy Spirit, I knew that guy wanted me. He brought out the perfume. He was not looking for perfume. He didn't find the perfume. Where did I put it? Where you knew it? Pushed me on the bed.
Whoa.
Then when I realized what was happening, I struggled myself, and I racked oils with all my pants down.
Wow.
On the hallway. I would never forget. I called my sister, Tinu. She works in Jeddah, and her husband, Rogers. So they ran that night. They came. Took my car from that hotel immediately. Whoa. The guy was so angry without shouting. So he threw
your things.
My things out in the open. Don't go and disgrace me. Just threw my things out and closed the door and left me in the hallway. Hey. So this spend money on me, spend money. Can't get you into trouble. Me, I've had my own share. This is my own experience. But in your view, what you say you've never collected money from a man. Is that true? Is that possible?
Yes. Well. I think, okay, let me just start with what could have led to that was just because I was born with silver spoon in my mouth. And at some point, I carried the silver spoon, put anger somewhere, enter road. And maybe because I don't have older ones that talk about they will give you money or you get things off men. Maybe because I don't have older ones that talk about it. So
it wasn't
exactly. So it wasn't part of me.
You always had everything you wanted?
As a child.
Yes.
Yes, as a child. While I was growing up, at some point, my mother changed it for me. Even my dad too, but you know.
Eniola, would you say that it is if you were offered?
Well,
if you were offered, you know, there's a difference between asking and then there's offering.
Okay, offered, so this is when I made that statement. Okay, I didn't make that statement for the members of the public. You know, at times when you just sit down and have a flashback, and
just write.
Exactly, and I wrote that on my Snapchat. So that was where bloggers took it from. Because I just had everything and say, but really, Eniola.
You never collect money before.
But I know they collect money. So that was what brought about that statement. Do you understand? Because,
do you feel bad that you have never collected money?
Yeah, I don't feel bad because I have my own money. I can afford everything I want for now. Do you understand? So if you give me, it's all right. If you don't give me, it's all right. That doesn't mean I don't collect money from other men that I'm not dating. Now, those ones, they suffer and pass. Yes, my brothers in the street, my blood brothers, my blood brothers from another mother, those are the ones that take...
So your bros.
But the people that are hitting the Congo are not...
Yes, because I just feel like...
Hitting which Congo? The Congo now.
There's something about it, like, I feel like it makes you look like I think it makes you look like a prostitute.
Really?
Like, I don't know, that kind of, I don't know, like.
Really?
I think, yeah, because I have my own money and I'm good.
So just do and go.
I mean, not do and go.
Hit the car with the
exactly.
Yeah, we're both stakeholders business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you give, okay. If you don't, I can't be bothered. I'm just.
It's good. So let me state my own story. Before, you know, the way I talk about money here, everybody just assumes that I like money, but I wasn't always like that. So my father was there for me growing up. He did his best to give me the basic things that I needed. And I didn't have friends whose eyes were like this. So
exactly.
I was within my means. I was the only student in the university who would proudly walk around the campus with 2 pairs of jeans and 3 or 4 tops and 2 shoes for the whole semester, the whole session. Yep. And when you see the confidence, you with your designer, you can't even stand me. So I grew up knowing how to eat what I have, and when it's not there, I manage myself. So I was off campus for a bit. I didn't have television. I could go to my friend's place. They had television. You see their rooms, and I had nothing. My phone was on the floor, but I knew why I came to school. So I didn't grow up with collecting money from men. And that was the reason I dated students, because we're on the same level. Nobody's giving anybody money. But as I now grew, I now started touching some small things. I now opened my eyes and started collecting money from my husband. Now his money is sweeter than my money. No matter how much I make, he will take care of me. I have to arrange that Congo properly, and I need money for it.
Please stop using it. I mean, I know some of us are small children here. Is Congo the Congo?
Yes, the Congo now, yeah.
So how do you arrange the Congo?
I have to marinate it. I need money. I need money to take care of myself.
So you marinate Congo?
Yes, to eat good food.
How do you marinate Congo, Eniola?
Oh, that's another story for
Please,
another
We have 30 minutes. Go ahead.
So you don't know the marinating?
I didn't know how.
Oh my God. They do waxing, they do scrubbing.
Thank you.
They do steaming.
Lord of Jesus.
They do, you are not aware. Oh my God.
How do you steam? Taking care of you.
There's a hair dryer around it or what?
Yeah, there's a steaming machine. There's a steaming machine. After you wax, you shave, you scrub, you mask, you steam.
My place will be looking something different from me.
So wait. I need clarity. I need clarity. Congo for me is the man's. Congo is the woman's.
No, it's the woman's.
Oh, Congo is the woman's.
Yeah.
You are now setting it out.
I think what this is trying to say is that she takes care of her man. And she makes sure that she takes care of her man. It shows in how much he spends on you.
No. I take care of me.
Herself.
So I enjoy you spending on me, so I can take care of me. So that when I take care of you, you will see the difference.
My producer just told me my ears, and I didn't understand. I was thinking,
I'm lost. I know nothing.
No, but I just feel that if you have someone that loves you, it's okay to relax and let them take care of you. So for people like you, who you have your own money, you end up taking care of a lot of people.
Yes.
And sometimes you forget to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So relax and let somebody spend the money. Their money is sweet.
When they think I don't take care of Congo, please, I take care of Congo, but I did not know that
there's a Congo name.
There's a different.
No, they marinate, they steam.
I didn't know about marinating,
Yeah,
but I know that
they mask, they scrub.
I know the traditional. I know the traditional washing. And the way you...
Well, there's even a modern washing right now.
Yeah,
where they marinate. Oh my God. After the show, talk to me.
Since we're talking about collecting money.
During commercial break, you expect to be this one. Sorry, Maria, talk.
Collecting money.
Okay.
So for me, I feel that, especially if we're talking to much younger girls, I would prefer that they do not go into relationships thinking that they're supposed to be collecting money from people, because a lot of people have made that mistake where, and we see our Nigerian guys now, they have no chill. They're like, after I spent on you, I took you to Mr. Biggs, I bought you 2 meat pies.
And Sprite.
Yeah, I bought 2 bottles of Coke. And then she can just ghost me. No, you don't need that.
See how you just ghost our Nigerian men.
I've seen it so many times. And when you ask, like, what is it that you did for this this person.
I know.
What donut and what meat pie. So see, for young girls, just hold yourself, be confident in yourself, be content with what you have, and grow up. Then when you get to that age of meeting a man that will take care of you, don't even go about asking. Naturally. The person that loves you will take care of you. And there's something I hear all the time that men say, that they are hunters. They love to care about their women. They love to show care to their women. So a man that loves you or is interested in you will show you that care. Fantastic. But do not be a commodity that people will be pricing you.
Okay, 2 things quickly, please. There are some men that don't have church mind. I have, spoken to a lot of people who, it's not because their husband or their partner is stingy. It's just that they don't use their head to know that you need something. A woman always needs money, okay? We are made from finished products. Exactly. We are not crude from the soil. They took us from the rib. We need money to maintain ourselves. There are some men who, not because they are stingy, but they don't know if you don't ask. So you need to get to a point in your relationship where you understand the sort of man that you are married to. And then if there's that one that doesn't give till you ask, you will do yourself a disservice if you don't ask. Because he will be giving to every other person around and he will not give you. I've seen people close to me that are like that. There are men who spend on everybody, but you will see them struggling with one hair that has almost died. They cannot even come to my place and buy hair. They can't afford to. And you see the men dishing out money. So understand the sort of person that you're dealing with and know how to handle that person. Then that's quickly, please. Meat pie joke you just give now. I remember there was a time I was going home from work. At the time, I was 7 months pregnant. That was my first baby, but when I'm pregnant, you really don't see it. And this guy was in the bus. We were gisting. He was a journalist at the time. We exchanged numbers. And then I think he asked me what I was going to do, whether I was going to the salon or something. And he offered to pay for the hair. So he sent me, that time I think it was like 50K that he sent to somebody I just met. So I just called my bobo, that's my husband today. We play some kind of games. I said, come on, somebody toasted me. And the person has just sent money. He said, oh, yeah, enter market, buy things. We cook stew. We cooked everything. The next day, the person called. Hey, when am I coming to his house to come and cook? Okay. I just carried my phone and gave to my husband. So yeah, attend to the guy.
We have chopped this body.
Just because of the money you just gave me that I did not ask for, you already want me to come and start cooking and probably start living in your house. So like what Miriam said,
let me come to you because I want to hear how the dating scene is for a celebrity. You're known, people know you, and sometimes it's difficult for you to settle, to meet people that really care about you for you because of your status. True. So how has it been for you, and how do you decide who you date and who you don't date and all that?
First of all, I have eyes for good men.
Oh, yes, so you've been having some good men in your life?
Yes, all my ex, or let me just say...
Well, some of us, we are so why the exes.
All the exes, they are always good looking, tall, dark,
the TDH factor.
Well, just regular guys, and I like intelligent guys too, that we can always relate together. I like people that can flow with me. Right. I don't want people have to start writing inside, I just like people that can level up with me. So it's really not easy, I must say the truth, because you don't even know the liars, you don't know who's coming, who's going to be the real one. You don't even know. You just date, and at the end of the day, probably things are not getting well. Everybody depart their way. I mean, there's a whole lot of things going on, especially when you're a public figure. Different people just come into your life. Some people can be stupid, some people can be normal. If I open my Instagram page for you, my DM, you will laugh and faint. Different offers. Some people give you money for no reason.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So that one, I even plenty pass.
You just ask for your account number.
Yes,
send him money. I don't get those kind of people in my DM.
Yeah, some people...
You are married now.
Are you serious?
I don't get them.
There are plenty, at least in a week, at least 2 people.
Wow.
In a week, yes. Wow. You don't even have an idea.
Something my grandma used to say.
People that are not even aware of their existence. I'm telling you. So
let me just say something. There's something my grandma used to say in house. Goching Arziki. Some people just attract wealth.
Favor, yeah.
So you attract good men, you attract wealth, you attract favor.
So when are you tying the knots?
Yes,
Stop asking them questions.
No, because she said she attracts good men. So I just wanted to know.
Well, it's really not on me to say, but obviously, some way, somehow, very soon.
Oh, I
suspected. Keep it low. At the same time, it's not. I'm sorry. I can be like this, but it's really not. It's
public
really
consumption.
Exactly. It's not what I want to bring out. Even if it's going on, it's not what I want people to know. I don't want people to know that part of me. Even when I have my children, after burning them.
You will hide them.
Like no, not hide. I don't want to hide. No, why should I hide them? But they will not live here. I don't. I can't lie to you. There's something about me when it comes to relationship.
Private.
Exactly. I don't want you people to come and tell me something is not right here. I don't want you people to come and tell me it's looking like this. I don't. No, so just leave it. Just leave it. Let me just be in my circle. Exactly. I don't want even. You might not even see us in public places. Yes.
I know somebody like that. My husband told me about one celebrity like that. Every morning, they're always jogging together. She would say, well, this person. But I keep quiet.
Do you understand? You might not even see us. Yeah, because, I mean, different people with their different opinions. Some people, they hide their children just because the public can be so
vicious.
Exactly. They can tell you. It's like someone that's been looking for a child for so long. Finally, they gave birth, and one day maybe show up their picture on social media, and one useless person will just say, why is her head like that? Why is his head not? Do you understand? So no, it's not everybody that can actually.
Do you have a plan B?
For what, please?
Nigerians are plan B. No, Pastor Adeparas was saying that way plan B, that Nigerians better go and get a plan B. Do you have a plan B?
What do you mean?
As you say, you travel to you leave Nigeria, go and go to Canada.
I can go anywhere. If I want to travel, no. So I have all the visas. I have all the visas.
So your plan B is standby.
No,
you just take off.
Well, I don't know. It depends on my mood. Do you understand? Me, I can decide to say good morning in Nigeria and say good night
in the abroad.
Do you understand? I can decide to eat breakfast in Santorini and probably have lunch in maybe in UK. And I just feel like, I'm not feeling this weather. Let me just go to Vegas.
To charge your phone.
Dinner. You understand? So I'm just like that.
When we talk about all these exotic places, we don't call places in Nigeria. We have exotic places too now.
Like
a Meta,
do you mean Maryland? I mean, states in Maryland.
No.
Very close.
These ones are not patriotic Nigerians.
Very close to an
So I observed you also posted about Pastor TV Joshua. Did you have a relationship with him?
Well, not exactly, but I met him once and not quite long. I met him through one of my mentors, and he was, and he was so humble, and I never knew. But me, I thought maybe when we see him, we cannot breathe.
Your airflow will be restricted.
And I told you to. It wasn't like that. I mean, I was so comfortable around him. He was talking like, even me. I already sound like celeb. Even I'm blushing. Do you understand? So, I mean, he's a good man. He's a good man. The fact that he has this heart of giving, because I love everyone that gives.
Everybody talks about it.
Yes, he's a good man. And
so how do you feel about all the controversies since his passing? You know, people have one thing to say about him, other people have another. How do you feel about that?
Well, I really didn't feel some type of way. Why is that they've always been talking different things about him, even while he was alive. A whole lot of pastors did not like him. Even in death, some even didn't talk about it. So that is life. Some people would like you, and some people would not like you. But as for me, may the soul of our departed ones continue to rest in peace. We miss you, Papa. We miss you.
All right. So I know you're working on a few projects. Let us know, because I know Eniola has a TV on YouTube. We have stuff you're working on. Tell us about all the
Okay, currently, I just joined My Siblings and I.
My Siblings and I.
Yes. So the new season would have you.
If you've been watching from Monday, they've been showing. You can even check on my page. They've been showing my part. So I love it. My Siblings and I has always been what I love to be on. Do you understand? So it took me almost a year to convince Lafunki, you took me on that set.
I was going to ask about your friendship with her.
Yeah, it took me almost a year because Fuge is like, no, this one is not friendship, this one is work. And it's every day. This one is not the one that we can be, no, Eniola, are you sure? You will sign, you have to be, I said, no, Fuge, I'll do it because Fuge knows I'm a busy person too, so, but trust me, I like it. And it's been...
How's your friendship with her? I know you guys are pretty close.
We're no more friends again, I must say.
What did she do?
No, I don't mean that way. What I mean is we are beyond friends.
Oh, your sister.
She's Ishorumi. Do you know what they call Ishorumi?
No, we don't.
Your neckbone?
She's part of me, pretty much.
Exactly. When they say Ishorumi, it means the muscle that connects my neck and my head.
Wow.
So
that's deep.
Exactly. She's more than a friend. Okay, I see a whole lot of role in her. She has this mother role, a sister. Fuke is everything. She's a sweetheart. She's one of the people that I can call 3 a.m., 2 a.m. and she'll pick my call. You're like, look, what's it? When it comes to, you need to see Funke when I'm down.
Let me ask you about relationships. Like, what time do you have for relationships? Because, not friendships, but like dating. Because you're very busy. Do you even have time?
Yes, I try to create that time. It's really, I like this question. It's really not easy on me, but also, I still have time for that. I need to enjoy now.
I see you dressing all sexy and showing all
pole
the
dancing.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, girl, you I don't want to use the word big, but you're big body and positive. Beautiful. Yeah, body positive. You're confident because a lot of I was in that shoe at some time, and I was going through a lot of depression because I felt very ugly.
Wow.
I felt big. I felt unattractive because I had surgery. I had the residue of the surgery was all over my body. I had scars. So I know that experience of just feeling worthless, but you carry it so well, graciously. You carry it, we don't see you as big, we see you as confident. So how did you get to that point where that your size doesn't matter to you? You're confident, really?
Yeah, maybe because I've lived in the US for some time and I see how people carry themselves and, I love me.
Oh, I love the way you said that. I love me.
I mean, I'm the best thing that has ever happened to me. I love me for me.
Yes,
I love me. That's it.
I love that. I love me.
I mean, now the body way God give me. Nah, is it that if I don't like it, I'd rather just lose weight, and if I can't lose weight, I should carry it.
Well, with pride.
There's money to ban this.
Hey, do you hear that? I got it.
I know, right?
What did she say?
She wants to.
No, you didn't get it.
What did she say?
I said a small change to back it up. I mean, I can afford what I want to wear. I mean, I'm not a rich person.
Tell us some of the places you've been around the world. That's one of your favorite places around the world.
Well, different places that I've gone that never made it to social media. It's a whole lot. I've been in South France, different places, Santorini, Greece, Vegas, Miami, Denver.
Wow. When you're talking now, what would you say is
Texas.
the misconception many people have about you? I will tell you one, which is, before I met you, I just thought you're out there, but I'm seeing someone who's quite private. Yes, and you just have like a public persona to show.
If you look very well, if you have been following the brand Eniola Badmus, I really do not have controversies. Like,
you don't.
What I mean controversies, like, them bad controversies.
Scandals.
Exactly.
You don't put yourself there.
I respect myself a lot. I'm not a perfect person. I do things that are not meant to be done. Yes, but I mean, the fact is, I quickly come back to myself. Do you understand? So I just manage myself. Then I'm bold. I'm real. I say it the way it is.
Right.
It's either you like me or you don't like me.
Let's talk about friendship because there's lots of time for friendship, girlfriends, and even recently Seyi and Tiwa had a face-off. What are your thoughts on that face-off that happened between them?
Well, the only take home for me there is maintain the same energy. Seyi is my person. Tiwa is my person. I must say the truth, but just maintain the same energy. You can't call me out on social media and see me and greet me, Kodinjo. No, you can't even be doing that.
Can't I be remorseful?
I'm sorry, there's no time for that.
I know.
Forgive
me.
What do you say? Let me say so. No, if you want me to forgive
then
you,
call me up.
Well, exactly. Like, when you see me, greet me, then let's talk. You can't just sit and say, nah.
So if it was you in that position, how far would you have carried it, or how much wouldn't you have done?
By now.
Somebody made it.
I pray they will not say, I had not beat person. They will not say, I don't go slap person. In a way. But truth be told, Seyi is my person, Tiwa is my person. But maintain the same energy. If you call me out on social media, let's still be calling out ourselves real life.
But would you like to bring them together to have a conversation?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're in that position, would you do that?
Yeah, exactly. It depends on both parties. I'm not sure Tiwa is ready. I'm not sure Seyi is ready.
We have to wrap up, unfortunately. Is there any final words you want to tell your fans?
But, okay, what I want to tell my fans, big shout out to everyone watching me right now. Big shout out to everyone listening to me right now. Thank you, guys. You're the reason why we're still in business. You're the reason why there's still Eniola Badmus for over 2 decades. Oh, I love you guys. And don't forget, we've been around for over 2 decades. I was still bagging awards. I was still part of the people they call Force to Reckon with. Hey. Thank you, God. And thank you, people. Without you guys, without your support, we cannot be here.
Have to run. Thank you so much, Eniola Badmus. That's Senator Badowski in the building.
So bad.
Have a fabulous weekend. Tomorrow is June 12th. Yeah. Some people are saying they're going to be protesting. Please stay safe in whatever you do. We'll see you Monday. Bye for now.
Bye.